Wouldn't be a Tuesday if we didn't gas up Bo Nix, your favorite quarterback in the NFL. Colin, I mean, listen, got to give the guy props. They are the 6th seed in the AFC. I was just looking into dead cap money, and I saw the Broncos have $53 million in dead cap money, according to
and still winning,
sites.
Still a playoff team. Get the coach right.
It can be done.
Get a coach and a quarterback right. You're
Note
home
to
free.
the Atlanta Falcons. It can be done. Anyways, Nix did throw 3 interceptions against the Colts Sunday, but Sean Payton knows he would have come through in the clutch anyway.
Later in that game, when we needed it, you know, he didn't flinch. There's a maturity and a moxie about him, which I love. And I think it's contagious to the team. And when you have that at the quarterback position, your team knows you're in every game. And when you don't have it, that's pretty difficult, because deep down in their belly, they know that that's not the case. And that's something, I mean, you notice with him this year especially, and with this team.
Yeah, there's a handful of teams I think are a year away from being really interesting. And I think the Chargers and Denver in the same division need one more draft. The Chargers have to get more weapons. And I would say, you know, Denver probably, I would say, has to keep building their front 7. I mean, Surtain is so good at corner.
Do you think Denver has enough weapons? Because there's been games where they're under 250 yards of total offense.
Franklin's a rookie receiver. He'll be fine. I like their tight ends and running back, don't love. I've always been a huge Cortland Sutton fan. I think Mims is now becoming a star. He had that return, which was really one of the stories of the game.
He can be explosive.
Yeah, so I think they're fine. Again, the stuff I think is you got your rush end. Keep building that defensive front so you can go toe-to-toe with a better, you know, because listen, the AFC is about quarterbacks. So you got to get guys that make their quarterback uncomfortable. So, I mean, I think that's the way to win. In the NFC, it's different. It's about rosters, like Detroit's roster, Philadelphia's roster, Green Bay's roster. So I think when you build in the AFC, it's about, okay, we're going to have to face Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. How do we make their life less comfortable?
Yeah, you also got to keep up scoring with them. And my mock draft, which I haven't sent to Fox yet, it's not done. I have the tight end from Penn State, Tyler Warren.
Oh, yeah.
How good would he be in that Sean Payton offense?
That's a great call.
I mean, now, I don't know if he'll fall. Currently, Denver's at 23. Will Warren fall that far? I just love that guy's game.
Tight ends are...
All right. Well, let's not go too far into the future trying to figure out the draft right now. I mean, come on. With the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix, I say Bo Nix like 100 times. I'm like, Bo Nix this, Bo Nix that, Bo Nix this, Bo Nix that. But yeah, no. I said exactly what Sean Payton said a couple days ago when I said about the mentality and the focus and the confidence that Bo Nix brings, and how he doesn't flinch. I mean, that's essentially literally what I said that I posted the video yesterday, where I was just like, he's got this Tom Brady mentality where it's just so focused, so serious, so ready, let's go. And it resonates with me. I mean, I feel it just sitting back and watching it at home on TV. And it just goes such a long way. And obviously, Sean Payton feels it. And if Sean Payton feels it, the players certainly feel it as well. And so it goes such a long way. And considering the amount of success that the Denver Broncos have been able to have, considering obviously less than ideal circumstances with roster, salary cap, you know, all that type of stuff, it's pretty remarkable. I mean, they're about to double the wins that Vegas had them do. I mean, that's extraordinary. That is extraordinary. That is extraordinary. And I can't wait to go back and watch that video that I made when that was first announced, what their, you know, win-loss over-under was for them. And I made a video about it, and I was like, this is insane. This is ridiculous. Look at what, you know, is happening. And I one day I'll go back and watch that. Don't have time for it now, but it's just kind of crazy, honestly. And even though his interception, someone in the comments said this, I don't know how accurate this is. I haven't double checked and looked at it, but apparently the first interception, Bo Nix really just had his eyesight pretty much blocked. So it was just kind of one of those unfortunate circumstances that he thought was there when it wasn't. The second, I forget who the receiver was. Again, I don't have my notes near me, but it was actually potentially more of an issue of running the route, that he didn't run the route deep enough. Again, I haven't double checked this or vetted this. And then the third one was just a bad throw. Whether that's true or not, like I said, I don't know. But that's what a diehard fan told me in the comments. So, and I do like to try to rely on some of the comment section to kind of give me some of this information. I think it's, I've always encouraged this channel to be very like communal, and I don't ever try to come from the place that like I have all the answers and I know everything. It's very much not that. It's one of the pros and the cons of trying to cover every single team. I can't possibly know every single thing that happens about every single team to like the highest degree. If I did, I would literally be a super genius. And if I was a super genius, I probably would be doing something with like, I don't even know, SpaceX or something. So I do always appreciate the comments and people, giving me some more deeper information in that regard. But yeah, I just think this team continues to be such an awesome team to continue to watch and have them unfold. And they're just such a... It's so funny because on one side I try to think like, what's better, to have a team that's up and coming or to have a team that's already arrived? Because right now we're watching the Broncos and Bo Nix, and it's just kind of like you can't help but look at the potential there, and it's just so exciting. It's kind of like the beginning stages of a relationship, right? You that can happen rather than actually experiencing them happen in real time, and in a lot of ways that's like kind of the best time because there's just so much optimism there. And I don't believe that this will be fool's gold. I can't imagine moving forward that we're just all going to have egg on our face for believing that this Broncos team and Bo Nix and Sean Payton combined together are going to just somehow just not achieve what they're ultimately trying to achieve. I still struggle to see that. I still struggle to see 3 years from now, Colin's like, you got to move on from Bo Nix. He's just not the guy. You know what, guys? I was wrong. Sean Payton is just not the guy. He's not the head coach for this team. They should be looking at John Watson, the OC for the Detroit Lions. That guy, I think he would be a great hire. And Billy Bob Behosafet, for the Minnesota Vikings. That's a great OC that the Broncos should look to hire. Like, I just can't see that conversation happening. It's just impossible. I just can't fathom it. I really can't. So it's just like, that's why there is the feeling of like, okay, you kind of have to get through this year because this year is obviously really exciting. And I think the potential's still there. Although obviously I'm, spoiler alert, I don't think the Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Sorry to say. I think they can definitely surprise some teams in the playoffs. But like, again, it's obviously going to be an uphill battle. But it just feels like the next year and the year after, it's going to be like, yep. And all you really need is a little luck in the draft. I don't know, because of the whole salary cap, like how aggressive they'll be able to be in free agency. I am not a salary cap expert. But the draft is the draft. And if you can get a little lucky, whether with players dropping or you just hit your draft picks, oh yeah. It'll be so on. And I think it'll just be a mad dash between the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Broncos to fight for that division. And that's why it's with each week that passes, we just get closer and closer to that happening. And it's just hard for me to not look at this Broncos team and just kind of project into the future. I'm trying to stay focused on this season and what they can achieve, because I do think they can still surprise people this season. But I'm still salivating at the idea of next year, which is why they're talking about the draft and all of that, because they're just like, man, look what this team was able to do this year. Just imagine now Bo Nix year 2, Sean Payton with Bo Nix year 2, which is a separate relationship as well as some of these other players evolving, growing, getting better, not to mention adding some more pieces. Man, it's just all there. All the ingredients are there. And it's just like my one friend used to always say, now we play the waiting game. And that's what it is. It's now we play the waiting game. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Sean Payton's comments on Bo Nix, talking about how much of a leader he is, how he doesn't flinch and, gives confidence to not only himself but the team. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.